Have you noticed that Korea is growing more and more popular recently? 오늘 이 비디오에 한국의 특점 알려줄 거예요. So if you're curious what the hype's all about, stay tuned because we're going to give you the So if you're curious what all the hype's about, stay tuned because we're going to give you 5 things that Korea does better than anybody else in the world. We're going to jump into it right now. 바로 시작합시다.
I'm jumping in.
Jumping into it, right? Yes. 친구들이 안녕하세요. 저는 필리피고
Aileen이요.
지금은 Korean Corner 보는 중이에요. And in Korean Corner, we want to help you learn to love Korean through language,
Culture.
and comedy. If that's the type of thing you're interested in, please consider subscribing down below.
Or no, 5 not the best things about Korea, the things that Korea does a little bit better than some other countries in the world.
Right. As she said in this video, we're going to talk about the 5 things that Korea does better than pretty much any other country in the world. But to discuss those 5 topics, I am going to impromptu tell my wife to tell me what the 5 things are. So go, what are the 5 things?
Is it right and wrong answer?
No right or wrong answer, just what are they?
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
KFC should be Korea fried chicken. That's the best fried chicken.
It is the best fried chicken, I agree.
Skincare.
Skincare, okay.
Or I guess like healthy stuff.
Okay.
Like well-being.
Sure, well-being.
So skincare is part of well-being.
Okay.
It's not nice, but it's plastic surgery.
Sure.
It's not nice. I mean, they do a really good job.
It is not a.
They do a really good
You're
job.
not characterizing Korean people.
not,
you're characterizing things that Korea is good at.
I'm not making any judgment at all.
Exactly.
You know
Precisely.
what? If
So that's
dental
3.
work is plastic surgery, then I am a not natural lady.
So that's 3 things. What other 2 things is Korea really good at?
Maybe I don't really like Korean music that much, but I know that it's really popular everywhere else.
Very popular out of.
But of Korean music, I think they really do good R&B music.
Good R&B, better than American R&B music. My saddle's waiting.
I think they just do really like Korean R&B is actually really good.
So there's 4.
And education.
All right, well, let's jump into these 5 that you have claimed to be the 5 things that Korea does the best in the entire world. Well, before we get into those 5, let's go ahead and give some honorable mentions. Number 1 honorable mention is drinking culture. Korea is the best place to drink in the world. Now, I understand people have Oktoberfest and whatever other things, and you can do whatever you want with some natty lights here in America. However, Korea has the best drinking culture because everyone does it. Anywhere you go in Korea, there's always somebody that you can hang out with, meet new people, have a good time with, have some drinks. They got their own beers. There's obviously soju. Makgeolli is great if you like go out for a hike on the weekends and then get to the peak of the mountain, toss back a bottle of makgeolli. I'm not saying it's smart. I'm saying it's what Korean people do. So Korean drinking culture would be my honorable mention. Do you have an honorable mention?
I don't know because American, I guess it depends where you go in America. Do you think Korean drinking culture has anything on like Pacific Northwest microbrew culture? Hipster microbrew. Does Korea have microbrew?
They do have microbrew, actually.
Oh my gosh, is it very good?
It is pretty good. There's a place near Kunsan Air Base in South Korea. A place called Geek Brothers Pizza. No, not No. Geeks Brothers Pizza, and they did their own craft brews there, and it was really good.
Look at that.
But
So
I'm not
people
really
can
into
know.
craft brew, so
Okay.
I like my beer to taste like piss. So do you have an honorable mention you'd like to give?
Socks.
Socks.
Or textiles. I think Korea does. Sometimes you'll find things and it's just made in Korea, and they're pretty good.
I don't know
I
anything
bet your
about that.
socks are made in Korea. You should double check them.
I'm not wearing socks.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the list, starting in the order that she mentioned them. Before we do that, though, let me know in the comments down below, what are the things that you think that Korea does the best? If you've been there or you just love Korea in general, let me know what you think the best things about Korea are. If you have any disagreements with us, let us know. So number 5 / the first thing she mentioned is Korean chicken, and I'm going to expand that to just be Korean food in general. What is your favorite Korean food?
Okay, that's... Of course, Korea is gonna be the best at making Korean food.
Food. Korea makes the best food. out of any country in the world, in my humble opinion.
Me too.
Korean foods, Korea does food better than any other country in the world, in my opinion. What is your favorite Korean food? Go. You have 3 seconds.
I don't know too many. Kimchi jjigae.
Kimchi jjigae. Yes, delicious. Kimchi stew, really good. Always enjoyable, certainly. She makes it. I love it when she does, but she doesn't make it that often because our kids don't eat kimchi. My personal favorite Korean food is 갈매기살. Korean barbecue. You go there, you eat it. It's delicious. It's the cut of meat you can get. It's my favorite. You dip it in this peanut powder. 갈매기살.
That sounds disgusting.
Why do you think it sounds disgusting?
Is it made of seagulls?
It is not. 갈매기 is seagull in Korean.
That's
It is
not
not
really
seagull meat as far as I know.
What is it?
It is pork back, I think. Yeah, Korean food is really awesome, and you should definitely try it. Even though this wasn't either of our favorite foods, the thing she mentioned is worth mentioning. Korean fried chicken, KFC, if you will, is amazing. It's the best fried chicken in the entire world, and they pair it with beer, which is mekju in Korean, and they make a thing called chimek. Chicken, mekju, chimek, they go together. They're incredible. Highly recommend. Even if you can't go to Korea, in America they have a place called Bonchon. Bonchon? I don't know. I think it's Bonchon, right?
You could have looked this up.
Thank you.
You could have looked this
Can you
up
not
before
make
the
me
video.
look bad in my own video? Do you have to talk shit while we're doing the video?
I think everybody watching the video was already thinking that.
Right.
Get it together, Phila.
It's good.
Dr. Professor Corner.
The next thing that my wife mentioned that Korea does better than anybody else is skincare. I don't know anything about this, so I am going to turn over the podium to the one who actually takes care of their skin. I know you're looking at my face like clearly he uses skincare products. Look at those beautiful pores and lack of wrinkles. But in fact, I don't. I'm just naturally this beautiful.
I know you put me on the spot.
On the spot.
I don't actually use Korean skincare, but I should because now it's really easy to find it because I saw a lot of American companies have even K-beauty section. Even Costco has K-beauty.
So let me get this straight.
And even
You don't even use Korean beauty
No.
products, but you picked that as the thing they do really well.
because I didn't live in Korea and so I already use things that I already knew in America, but then lately, as years go by, I noticed that, and then I got one of my friends gave me a face mask for fun, something, or we were doing that, and I was like, oh, what the heck? Because in the instructions on it was in Korean, and it was from Target.
Anyway, like I said, I don't do a lot of skincare. I don't have a good skincare routine. However, Korea is really well known for their skincare products. They're carried all over the place. They're very popular. Next thing on the list is plastic surgery. In Korean, how do you say plastic surgery, honey?
수술?
That is,
Plastic 수술?
really? You don't remember how to say plastic surgery?
Can you give me a hint?
It starts with a shin.
I said the 수술.
I don't know what the hanja is.
Oh, get the dictionary.
But the hanjas could be sex, formed, surgery.
성형 수술?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So, 성형 수술 is the Korean word for plastic surgery, and people travel from all over the world to have plastic surgery in Korea. If you've ever been out anywhere in Gangnam or Apgujeong or any of those places, you've undoubtedly seen tons and tons of plastic surgeons lining the streets in both of those districts. They're everywhere. Korea does plastic surgery, everything from nose jobs, chin jobs, tok is what they call it, tok surgery, tok susul, it's your chin. They do the famous double eyelid thing. I don't understand it, actually, how it works. But they give double eyelids, which is a big thing in Korea. Lots of people get that as a graduation gift.
Every K-pop star and actor and actress has plastic surgery. I know, it's crazy because Korean people are already naturally good looking and then they got plastic surgery on top of that.
Do
Why?
you have any plastic surgeries?
No, I'm half white. That's how
I have
look
no
like
idea what that means in regards to the answer to my question.
That's why I have... That's why I have a Sangapur.
is the word for mixed. All right, so the number 4 thing that Korea does better than anybody else in the world is like pop culture, sort of. She said K-pop/K-R&B, but really just pop culture. We'll talk about the K-pop section of it here in a minute. So even if you look at movies lately, Parasite won the Oscar for Best Picture. And actually, as this video is coming out, there's going to be a link in the description. I don't know why I just thought of this. But the Los Angeles something is going to be showing Parasite streaming for free online. So I'll have a link in the top of the description if you want to go check that out. And just if you haven't seen the movie yet and just want to watch it, or if you have seen it and want to watch it again, it's going to be streaming on the website that I will have in the top of the description. But anyway, they won the Best Picture. Korean influence is expanding in the film scene, but also obviously K-pop is going crazy. So honey, here we go. I want you to name 5 current K-pop stars. Go.
Currently? Though I'm not my favorite.
Just 5, yeah.
Taeyang.
Taeyang, sure.
BTS.
Yep, that's one.
Red Velvet.
Red Velvet, yes, that is.
And currently people?
Yeah.
Oh, this is Sonyeonshide.
Sonyeonshide. I don't know if they're still current, but it's fine. Go with it.
I can name you some old famous people.
Go for it. You have 1 spot left to fill.
Okay. H.O.T.
H.O.T. is not it area.
Seotaeji?
No, not Seotaeji for sure. There's other really popular Korean groups like Blackpink. Blackpink. It's a girl group. Sorry, we don't really listen to K-pop. I know. We do listen to Taeyang a lot. And we listen to Red Velvet.
He's a
all
good singer.
The time.
We know Red Velvet because that's how
Trolls
popular
movie.
the Korean culture is. Because even the kids like that Trolls movie came out. And they had all the trolls from all the different genres of Trolls world.
And K-pop was one of them.
a genre.
So, anyway, K-pop really taking over the world, honestly. I don't even know at this point if Korean people even listen to K-pop. I think it is all just the rest of the world is obsessed with K-pop. And Korea is sort of reaping the benefits of that. There's lots of tourism for Hallyu, which is like the Korean wave, which is, I think, now even more popular than it ever was before.
Hallyu has been around for a while.
Yeah, like the phrase Hallyu is Korean wave, and it's...
You guys didn't know you loved Korean drama all these years. Everybody loves Korean drama.
Korean drama. Sure, what's your favorite Korean drama?
I don't watch Korean drama.
What's your favorite ever?
If you watch Korean drama, you'll lose your life. Because you won't do anything else but watch the next one and next one.
It's true. It's like the most binge watching.
Even though you don't like it, you're invested in the characters.
Can't understand what they're saying. Have to read subtitles the entire time. 18 hours later, you haven't left
cry.
Additionally, when it comes to Korean pop culture stuff, they also have, like, in my opinion, really awesome sort of variety shows and like comedy shows that they do. So like Running Man is super popular. I'm sure there's some from like your generation of Korean TV. Gag concert.
Okay.
Yeah, Gag concert. It's like probably my favorite Korean show of all time, honestly. Anyway, and the last thing that you mentioned that Korea does really well, education. Present your case.
I just remember that grade school education is really, really a high level. It's very competitive. In Korea, you're like working hard your whole child life and going to
after school
Hagwon?
programs, Hagwon,
like Kumon or Sylvan, except for like everybody goes there. Like it's the whole school of tutoring for everybody.
So Korea actually has one of the highest college entrance rates out of any country in the world. They have like a big portion of their society that actually goes and pursues secondary education. And additionally, they have one of the highest literacy rates in the world. And that is due almost exclusively to King Sejong, Sejong Daewang, who created Hangul. And we'll go through how to read and learn Hangul in a future video, so stay tuned for that.
It's so easy.
It is very easy. We're actually going to teach the girls how to read Korean coming up pretty shortly in the near future here. So stay tuned for those videos. I think you'll really enjoy them. So that's going to do it for this video. I do hope you did enjoy it. Let me know in the comments what you think Korea does better than any other country. And if you enjoyed it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time. 다음 볼 때까지 잘 있어. And in Korean Corner, we want to help you learn to love Korean through language,
Heartbeat.
enlightening.
What is it?
Language, culture, comedy. Do you not watch my videos?
I watch. Doesn't really know how to, by the way.
What?
Like,
Language, culture, and comedy?
Yeah. How was I supposed to know it's gonna be?
Because you watch my videos and I say it in every single video.
Maybe I skipped that part.
That's probably what it is. The part from the beginning to the end. Skip that whole section.